Hello and welcome back to Kingdom Creative Connected Collective. So today we're talking about cash flow. Ooh, does your business have cash flow? Have we gotten to the point? I hope that by now, with all of the things that I've said up until this point, that if you've been following me strategically all the way up until this point, that you kind of reached a point where you actually have cash flow in what it is that you're doing. Because you set it up properly. We talked about credits. We talked about setting up. We talked about taking what it is and turning it into a business. So do you have cash flow now? What are your cash goals? Let me explain something to you. If you are desiring to turn anything into a business or a brand, my suggestion, just for the heck of it, go watch Shark Tank. Because you're watching a bunch of business people talk about money. Because this is the way business folks think. You want to learn how business folks think so that you can create a business, because your goal should be to become financially free with what it is you're creating it, but you're creating it from something that you love to do. You shouldn't turn everything you love to do into a business, or you should have a phase of everything that you love to do that you keep for yourself. So figuring out what your cash flow is. How are you paying your employees? I see now one of the Shark Tank people is now doing a advertisement for a thing called Pay. Is it Paycom or Paycall? It's Pay something, and that's for payroll. Are you paying yourself? Because a lot of people, they'll start a business and they get so caught up in all of the other things that they have to do, they never pay themselves. But y'all got bills of your own to pay. You so busy paying everybody else, you don't have no money for yourself. You got to pay a paycheck to yourself for the position that you're positioned in and what that annual earning status should be. I remember years ago I was watching a comedy on television and the person was running their own boutique, and they used to open up the cash box all the time and take money out of there. And their spouse came in one day, saw them do it, and said, "You haven't been doing that for years, have you?" She's like, "I mean, ethical business practices, y'all. Ethical business practices. Just because you're making the money and it's your business don't mean you can just snatch money out of places because, hey, it's my business. You know where that money is. You know where it's going. No. Are you in debt? That's a perfect segue. Are you in debt? Do you know where your money is going? Do you know where your debt is? What is your debt? What you owe versus what you own. Okay? What's the difference between the two of those? In the case of an emergency, do you have discretionary income on the side that if something happens, you can take care of that thing? What is the financial summary? Oh, you don't know? We need to talk a little bit deeper on these finances then. I'll probably start linking blog posts in relation to finance soon on this blog. If they aren't already up in the community posts, you're going to see them. Linking back to my blog because I have a whole blog on that. Helping you get into the right financial protections for your projections and your... Come on now. You got to get your personal finance right first before you can get your business finance right. And if you don't know what that is, like I said, start looking at Shark Tank. They will show you as you listen to how they operate. Because if you ever wanted to take your business somewhere that you wanted to get financial assistance or partnerships from somebody that actually had the money to help you, they're going to be looking at that kind of stuff. Do you know what that is? Yes, you can have an end goal for 5 years from now, but you need to know what your finances look like right now so that you can get to that end goal. Because you can't have that much owing and you trying to make that much. Because then you're going to be having depletions coming out. See how that works? Understanding what you have to expect, your equipment. What do you need to buy? What are the projections for that? I have a business plan template. that you can create an overview of what it is you're trying to do. Are you trying to make a 5-year plan? Are you trying to, and at the end of it is cash flow. What does your cash flow look like? What are you desiring for your financial flow to look like 5 years from now? What does your financial flow look like for the past 5 years? Do you know what that is? There are steps to this. We are creating a roadmap in order for you to cleanly and clearly make these things up and out so that you are properly securing yourself in a later time frame. Does that make sense to you? All right. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that in the next one.